Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. I am back from the DL. I put a little joke. You see the joke I put in there, Jim? Loshak returns from the DL. Rehab picks went well.
Nice.
That's not a bad joke, right?
Sure.
That's not a bad joke. It's actually slightly true. I did vaguely look at a few of the NHL. Like I knew that Washington was going to win Game 2, but it's mostly not true. I mostly was like zoned out of my mind from delirium. And I'm feeling pretty out of it right now as well, Jimmy the Bag, and I don't know why. I do have my coffee here. I got my water here. If whatever's wrong with me, I'm getting thirsty every 5 seconds.
Really?
Dry mouth every 5 seconds, yeah. So,
well, I had I enjoyed being with the our incredible cappers on the chat, but I had one of my worst days ever yesterday without you.
Oh, well, that's
fucking awful.
Yeah, that's terrible. Well, I will say that that makes me feel bad, Jim. But as I sit here, acclimating myself more and more to the show, I'm feeling a little bit better second by second.
Okay.
You know, maybe we'll have another good. Maybe we'll have a good show. Maybe things coming back a little bit. I'm still a little bit out of it. Thank you so much, Jimmy the Bag. Told me that there was a lot of love for when I was out. I was really out, really having some hard times, Jim, and I'm still not fully recovered. But I did handicap most of today's MLB card. We do have. We're also bringing back the Twitter thing that we did a while back, and you can see there's a segment here. It's going to start today. I don't think we're going to have any tweets today, although if you want to, the hashtag that we're going to be using is Get That Cash. Get That Cash hashtag. If you tweet out at us and use the hashtag Get That Cash, we will that will make your tweet a candidate for being addressed in the show, and Jim and I will do our best to answer it, which sometimes is professional grade answer, other times less than such, but we always do our best, don't we, Jim?
We do our best. Brent Brooks says Pete looks like the leader of a prison gang.
Thanks very much. No,
Melee Pay Less Way says Pete back from his hippie MILF camp retreat.
No. I wish. I am. I'm getting back into the swing of things very, very slowly. I was sick as hell. It's amazing how fragile the body is when a little virus attacks it, right? You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Christopher Kelly saying I went 11 for 11. It was 2 for 11, Christopher Kelly. It was a rough day, so make up fucking numbers, you fucking asshole.
Yes.
And also, it's Flipper 13's 71st birthday today. Our man Flipper 13. Could you give him a birthday message?
Shout out. No, I can't.
No.
Excuse me.
No worries.
Shout out to Flipper. Happy 71st birthday to Flipper 13, guy who is really sharp as hell and has proved himself one of our favorite cappers. I'm sorry, I'm very slow today, guys.
No problem.
The thing is, I know they'll all forgive me. I've been taking like whatever pills I can. I've been sleeping a ton. I got my coffee here. I'm gonna do my best, and I think that's one of the things that people appreciate here, right, Jim?
Yeah, they love you, and they want the best for you.
Yeah.
Carlos Perot says if you smoke crack, you won't be out that long.
No.
No, he doesn't want crack, Carlos.
I'm a very natural guy. Also, let's also mention we still are doing the Betmania thing, right?
Absolutely.
Let's mention that Betmania is in the link to sign up to Betmania is in the description box below, and if you do it through the description box, through the link in the description box, people will know that you saw it in this video, and we'll get a little bit of credit for it. And Betmania again is a great book for rec players for sure. They have reduced juice on MLB, a dime line on MLB, and the thing that really blows my mind a little bit is what is that happy hour? Tell us about that, Jim.
Yes, they take a half point off of any totals, any sides. And, between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock Eastern, they'll take a half point off any total, any side.
So if you tweet out at hashtag Get That Cash, does Betmania really give a half point in between? What is it again? Does Betmania really
between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock.
Yeah, if you tweet that out, that'll be put on the screen, and Jim and I will go, yes, they really, really do. We will answer it. Okay, let's...
I actually should apologize to Christopher Kelly. He was talking about himself, going 11 for 11.
Oh, very nice.
I need you guys to know that when I lose that much money in a night, I can't sleep. So I came to work. I came here at 3:45 this morning.
Yes, that's great. That's great.
It's not great. You're not listening.
All right, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah. For people who missed the last show that we did was Friday morning, and in the segment that didn't get aired because of a tech glitch, I introduced it as a Monday show.
Yes,
so,
you did.
but I definitely have a fevered brain, a febrile brain. So some parts are working well, some parts not as well. And I did look at the MLB card today, though. There's some interesting stuff going on there. I just want to look at some of these, and of course we've got NBA and NHL with Curry probably going to play. That's very, very interesting. We will get into that one, and I guess we can get on. We can move on. So once again, the big news is we're doing Twitter.
Yep.
If you want to have your tweet read, tweet at us and use the hashtag #GetThatCash, and we will possibly address it on air. If you want to sign up for BetMania, use the link in the description box below. I am not at 100%, but I'm doing my very, very best, and my love for you all is, as always, 100%, Jim. Jim knows how much I care about these comments, and he tells me all the time about how people said I was missed, and it just like fills me with the possibility of feeling good. Let's put it that way. Jimmy the Bag.
Sure.
All right. So, first show back. Again, this might be an imperfect show, but we'll make it the best it can possibly be. And let's officially move to MLB. How about that, Jimmy the Bag?
Let's do it.
All right. Now, let me see. What did I look at when I looked at MLB today? First thing I noticed was wind blowing out in Colorado and Chicago, obviously, right? That's why the total is very, very high.
11.
Right. But that's what you would expect with the wind blowing where it is. I'm thinking Colorado might be a play here, maybe on the team total over, maybe on the first 5 innings team total over, maybe on the -1 line. As you know, Jim, I did fade Hendricks in his last start, and he pitched well. But I'm still a believer that he can get touched, at any given point in time. And Gray had a great start in his last start, right? Now, this might be something funny, Jim. I can't process two things at once right now.
No, just Jimmy Malone says, I love you, Pete. I love Jimmy. I'm back, baby.
Oh, thank you so much, Jimmy Malone. All right, I got to drink water. I'm getting dry mouth every 2 seconds. I don't know what the hell's going on. But, Gray, obviously great stuff coming off a great start here. Of course, going into Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out is a big question mark. But Colorado's a big underdog. Gotta be. This is almost like when the wind's blowing out at Wrigley. It's almost like the same principles apply as the Coors Field fade. You just take the underdog on the -1.5 line, right, Jim?
I mean, that is definitely a possible move here.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Searcy coming in saying Cubs under 11. You know what? I don't think John Gray gets lit up again by these Cubs. I don't. And Hendricks is pitching well. I think this is enormously high total, and I'm with Searcy. I'm going to take the under 11.
Really?
Yes. Game time temp 77 Fahrenheit. It's gorgeous. Wind blowing out very strong. This is about as strong as we've seen at 18 miles per hour.
Sure.
Cubs have won 5 straight. Rockies have lost 3 straight. The Rockies aren't hitting. They're going to have Carlos Gonzalez back in the lineup, but they just put DJ LeMahieu on the DL with the same injury, same hamstring strain. Yellow Jesus says Gray's psychological issues will show up big time tonight. He's just a very emotional guy. He's coming off an impressive outing. Struck out 11. Now it was a weak Padres team. Held him to 3 hits. Didn't allow a run in 6 innings. Got lit up by the Cubs, as you mentioned. Hendricks is pitching very well. Rockies aren't hitting. 224, 678 OPS. I don't think that Gray is going to get lit up, and I'm going to take the under this giant number.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're getting interesting. The show is certainly off to an interesting start, right, Jim? Taking the under. Excuse me, in the Cubs game. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit slow right now.
Hey, man, no worries.
It's okay, right?
Of course.
You forgive me. They all forgive me. All right, Jim's going to take the Cubs under 11 at -110. We'll give you -110. Under 11, -110. All right, and I'm thinking that Colorado's bats wake up here at least a little bit against Hendricks. I will take the first 5 innings team total over with Colorado. I'm going to take Colorado first half team total over, which is 2.5 -101. 2.5 -101 at Pinnacle. And then I'm just going to quickly check Heritage to see if there's a better line there, which I doubt. We talked before about how very, very sad. Why not mention again in one of Dave Malinsky's last point blanks, he talked about how Hendricks was showing some signs that he was about to get hit, which did not happen in his last start. But I still think that he's pitched a little bit better than he will. He pitched better in his last few starts than he's likely will going forward. And I'm willing to take Colorado here, first 5 innings, team total over 2.5. And I would also be leaning the full game team total over as well. Jim, what do you think about that?
I just find this Rockies lineup trash. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Such trash that they can't even put up a couple of runs, here and there in Wrigley Field when the wind is blowing out like that.
Oh, no, sure, they can put up a couple runs.
Here and there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the first 5 innings team total over 2.5 -101. Colorado. Jim's taking the under 11 -110. So we're somewhat going head to head, although not very strongly, but we are partially going head to head, Jim. You realize that?
I do.
All right. What else are you liking here from today's card, Jim? And then I'll give you a play that I'm liking.
Sweet. Let me just go down in order. I'm on the over in Rangers at Indians. Pfister versus Clevenger. Another situation where the wind's blowing out strong over right center. Pfister's looked okay this year. 3.93 ERA, 1.58 WHIP through 18 in the third, 16 Ks, 8 walks, 7-5 career record versus Indians with a very nice 3.18 ERA. In 3 starts against Indians last year, he was good. I remember it very well because he went almost shut him out for a complete game when I was fading him. Clevenger, 2.56 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. The main reason why I like this play, and maybe I should just take the second half over, is because the Indians' bullpen is done. They have no Miller. They pitched Bauer 122 pitches and then brought in Cody Allen in the 8th inning. Allen pitched an inning in the third, 41 pitches, won't be available tonight. The Indians have lost 4 of 7 on their current 11-game homestand. Neither team is hitting, but this is a good opportunity for them to start hitting, and I'm on the full game over.
Okay, just one quick question.
Sure.
One quick, is this a real issue? Ralph Portuando says, Pete, put your damned hat on. The glare off the top of your head is blinding me. Is it blinding people? I go, pow! Is that blinding people like that, Jim?
No, I find it refreshing.
No, what do you think, Johan? No, you find it refreshing?
Yeah.
All right, but I understand. I'll respect people's eyesight in this show. When I write, I'm gonna try to. If I keep my head up like that, it doesn't show, right, Jim? I'll just do that the whole show.
Sure.
It's no problem. I apologize, Ralph Portuando. I got a lot of problems right now besides what's going on the top of my head, but I will try to address your issue there, and I will try not to. I don't have my hat with me. I will try not to bow my head down too much when I'm writing or reading.
Paco Healy says you look like a Boston Sam Crow.
All right.
And Not Applicable says time to get fisted, Jimmy. As we all know, I've been fisted more than once by Pfister.
All right, so let's get back to it. You want the over in Texas Cleveland, right?
I do.
But there's no 9s available anymore. It opened at 9. It's now 9.5. Is that okay for you, Jim?
There's no 9s left?
I'm seeing 9.5. No, I'm seeing. You want me to refresh it? I'm seeing 9.5 plus 101 at Pinnacle.
That's too bad. I will take it.
Okay, Jim's going to take the over. I was thinking that was a no-brainer play as well. I did hit that one, on the as soon as it opened at 9, I jumped on it. Knew it was going to go up. All right, so Jim's going to take Cleveland over 9.5 plus 101. Cleveland over 9.5 plus 101. That's an official pick from Jim, and I would be agreeing with that one as well. I would be thinking about the first half over as well. Let me see, what else do I like here? What other interesting games do we have going on? Oh, here we go. Homer Bailey, right? Homer Bailey is starting. He might be in on the auto fade list right now, right, Jim? What do you think? The Reds have bad numbers so far against righties. Bailey just looks very iffy. Milwaukee's been hitting righties. I know for a few games they were struggling offensively, but they won the last game. I'm thinking Milwaukee -1, Milwaukee first half team total over, maybe full game team total over as well, and maybe Milwaukee on the first half. I'm thinking we like Milwaukee here. Do you disagree with that, Jim? What do you think?
No, I agree with that very much. A little information coming in on the chat though. I'm being informed that Big Man on Campus has been attacking me.
Attacking you?
This is all new information.
But for what? There's like 20 different things that he could attack you for that come to mind. Which one did he choose?
I don't know.
What could he possibly attack you for, Jim? For being baby-faced killer?
I don't know. I would like to hear more about this.
He should attack me. Hit me when I'm down. Big Man on Campus, hit me when I'm down. I'm about to go down. Just sub me, and you could come in and take my place here. I might be dead in a few weeks. What did he attack you for?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. I would love to hear.
Yeah.
I would love to get more information on this.
Oh, shit. Richard West says, no, Pete, don't fade Cincy today. All right, let's get back to that.
Yes, Richard West has been very successful with Cincy and backing them as a dog. And this is a nice situation to do it. I have not believed in Chase Anderson. I just figured that he would regress this year. He has allowed 7 home runs in just 34 2/3, 7 home runs in 6 starts. He only allowed 14. He only allowed 14 all of last season. But 2.86 ERA, 1.01 WHIP. He feels good about what he's doing. He's 2-1 with a 2.68 ERA in 7 games against the Reds. Bailey has looked okay this year. He has allowed 4 homers in his last 2 starts, 5 in his last 3.
Yeah, to me he looks pretty iffy.
I agree. He looks hittable, and I like the line we're getting on the Brewers. I am going to take it.
Okay, you're going to take the Brewers. See, I was thinking maybe it definitely concerns me. Here we go. I'm feeling back into the swing of things. This is the first cup of coffee I've had in a while, and we're getting interesting comments from people who are very, educated handicapping-wise. Richard West says, no, Pete, don't fade Cincinnati today. I'd be leaning at towards the team total overs anyway. Why, Richard West, don't fade Cincinnati today? Why do you say that, Richard West? Please let us know. Please let us know why. While you look for it, Jimmy the Bag, I'm gonna. God, all right, I'm getting confused again. Richard West, please let us know why you don't want to fade Cincinnati, and I'm gonna look at the team totals here to see what I might take. But what are you gonna take here, Jim?
I am going to take the Brewers on the full game line.
The run line, not the money line?
Yes.
Okay, so Jim's going to take Milwaukee. Money line right now, minus 121 would be the best line. Cannot say I at all disagree with that, except I would have jumped on it with you, except for Richard West saying what he just said. Let me just quickly check the team totals here. If this is there's no way there's going to be a 2. Yeah, first 5 innings is 2.5, and the full game for Milwaukee is 5. All right.
Cash Action Bets agrees with Richard West, says yes, he's correct. Reds win tonight.
And I guess, is that because he thinks Anderson gets hit, or because he believes that Bailey has a decent game?
I don't know. We're waiting to get a little bit more information. He did look bad his last couple starts. Kobe Valentine says the one-team homer Bailey beats is Milwaukee. He's had great success in his career versus them. But we know with Kane and Yelich, it's a bit of a different team. And Nasty Nate says, sorry guys for being late to the best fucking show on air.
Oh, thank you so much, Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, I'm back. I'm still not 100%, but I'm doing the best that I possibly can, which is all anyone can ask of anyone. Right, Jim?
Right.
Which is, I'm not only am I doing the best I can, I'm also trying to keep my head up so that I don't blind anyone with my thing on top of my head. So I'm going to try to write and read with my head up and not lean down so much. All right, let me see. Rockstar says jump on those Brewers. Cash Action Bet says Bailey and the number. Interesting. Paco Healy likes the Brewers. Tom Reno says Bailey, good career numbers against Milwaukee are irrelevant to me. He's had so many injuries. He's not the same pitcher.
Rosa Lilio is with us on the Brew Crew.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Look, guys, I'm going to have to look down. So if you don't have your shades on, just close your eyes or look away for a second. Sure. I'm going to take Milwaukee. First half team total over 2.5. I'm doing it over 2.5, and that's going to be minus 101. And as far as the full game is concerned, I will take Milwaukee -1. I'll go on it with you. I understand that Homer Bailey has some better numbers against Milwaukee, but it's just a low number, and I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna only because I'm gonna stick with my original handicapping. You know what I'm saying? And I realize I got to do that a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna take. Oh man, I'm so happy to be back, but I'm realizing I'm definitely still sick. All right, let's see. Over 2.5, minus 101, and I'm going to take Milwaukee -1. The money line part of that will be minus 121, and the run line part of that will be, let me find it, plus one, where is it? Plus 140 at Bookmaker. Very nice. I'll take plus 140. And I was thinking about Milwaukee on the second half as well, which is kind of weird since I'm expecting Bailey to get hit, but I was thinking about Milwaukee all kinds of ways in this one. I'm just going to take him 2 ways for now. All right, Jim. What else do you like?
Well, first off, I like Kelly Lunsky. Says, thank you, Lowbag, and all the people in the chat. I drive truck, and I don't get all the time I want to look at games. This show is 90% of my info that I go by for my picks.
Thank you so much. Robert Johnson says, Reds bullpen sucks. It does. Brewers will take this, which is why I was leaning Brewers on the second half as well. And actually, I want to get to someone else who asked a specific question about a book, if you don't mind. That's very important. Let me see. Where is that one? Where is that? Where the hell is it? Someone was asking. He was saying that he. Where the fuck is it? Sorry, I don't mean to curse. Oh, here you go. Robert Washington. Hi, fellas. I need to start betting online. My bookie is not allowing me to do parlays no more, and I have to make a change. I got him for $10,000 last week. Wow.
Nice.
Robert Washington, high five. I'm not too sick to give you a high five on that one. Which betting online service do you recommend? Well, Robert Washington, there's many reasons why I could answer that question in depth. We don't have time for it. We have a lot that we got to get to. But there's a lot of different books that cater to different kinds of players, a small dollar player, a high dollar player, what kinds of bets you're looking to make. If you're mostly looking to make, full game sides and totals, or if you're looking to bet like a lot of, player props and stuff like that. And you can find out all that information at sportsbookreview.com. Jimmy, he can find all that information where?
Sportsbookreview.com.
Sportsbookreview.com. You really can find everything that you need to know. Just go there. All the top-rated books are reliable, and you can find out which one suits your needs best. And if you need even more information, you can go to the Sportsbook and Industry Forum at SBR Forum, where people are discussing stuff like that all the time. Ask that question on the forum. You will get more answers than you can possibly need or want. Was that a decent answer, Jim?
Very
For
decent.
a guy with a fever, right? For a guy with a fever. SBR hires up. I just plugged the hell out of sportsbookreview.com. Not bad for a guy with a fever, right? Right, Jim?
Yes.
Yes.
Brandon Cummings saying, Jimmy, is there really beef between you and Big Man? I got no beef.
Mm-hmm.
I got no beef.
No, I got no beef.
I was just reading that he was talking shit about me.
I got
stuff
no
I
beef.
had not heard, so I was just asking, what was he saying about me? That's all.
Yeah, we got
no beef.
We got no beef. I like beef, but we don't have any. I like beef, though. You know what I'm saying?
I was just reading the comments out, and that's all, man.
I would like to have beef. I don't have any beef. All right. You know what? And I made another decision. Reds bullpen is ass. As you know, I follow bullpens pretty carefully, Jim. I'm also going to throw on Milwaukee on the second half. I'm tripling up on this one. Regular viewers of this show know what to do when I triple up on something, but who cares? I'm going to do it. Right, Jim? I'm going to do it. Milwaukee, second half, minus 130. I'm taking Milwaukee, second half, minus 130. Okay, we got to keep moving along because we do have to get to the NBA, NHL, and the Twitter segment of these shows. What else are you liking, Jim?
I'm on the Nationals run line against the Pirates. I know the Pirates are a dangerous team to fade. I just think Scherzer is going to pitch very well. The Nats are now 2-8 in one-run games after beating the Pirates 3-2 last night. Pirates' 5-game winning streak came to an end. Bryce Harper just 5 for his last 35. The Nats aren't hitting. Scherzer is going to have to go all the way through. I believe that he can and will. Cool has not looked good this year. 4.55 ERA, 1.52 WHIP through 27 2/3. And Scherzer has yet to allow more than 2 earned runs in the start. Scherzer has a great record against the Pirates throughout his career. And I'm going to back Scherzer here against Cool.
I was thinking the same way, Jim. I was also thinking maybe about a shot with the under, and I was also thinking maybe about a shot with Pittsburgh on the second half because Scherzer, he is easily capable of throwing a 9-inning shutout, but it seems like if that doesn't happen, he just goes 6, and that's it. And then now you're in the bullpens. Now it's a whole different ballgame, right, Jim?
Yeah.
What do you see from him? 9 innings or 6 innings?
No, I see Scherzer. I see Scherzer going, completing 7 innings at least.
I would vaguely agree with you on this one. And what do you want here, Jim?
I want him on the run line.
On the run line. Okay. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling here a little bit, but I'm chugging along. We are chugging along. I agree with you. I'm just not sure. Anytime you see a line like this, like, do you want to take it? All right. Run line will be minus 103. Thanks. I a shout out to all the regular viewers who are bearing with me, who missed me when I was gone and who said nice things about me when I was gone that Jim told me about. I really appreciate all that, and who are bearing with me through this show. Right, Jim? I think I'm doing an okay job,
You're
right?
You're doing a hell of a job.
I got 50 different problems, and I'm chugging along anyway. All right, I'll go with you on this one. I'm going to take Washington -1, though. I'm just going to take them -1. Actually, you know what? But Washington's lineup is just. What's your take on them? They're just not.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
But Rendon may be back today. He will be a big boost.
Mm-hmm. I was actually thinking about the under on this one. And that's what I'm going to take.
Sure.
I'm going to take the under because Cool's an interesting guy. Cool is a guy who has some questionable peripherals, but he has a nasty slider, and he kind of breaks it out when he needs to and gets out of jams with it. And he's a little bit better than his peripheral seems. I mean, he gives up a lot of fly balls. You'd think at some point this guy's going to get bombed. You know what I mean? But it seems like he gets his way out of jams, and it might not be a fluke because of just how nasty his slider is. He gets a lot of swinging strikes. He has some okay stuff,
He does have some okay stuff. 25 Ks and 27 and 2/3. But man, you know what?
I hear you, Jim. I don't necessarily disagree with your pick, but I'm going to take the under here, and it's going to be 7.5 minus 108. That's at Bet Online. Under 7.5 minus 108. And Jim, you're going to take the Washington run line, which is minus 103, right, Jim?
It is.
All right.
Yes.
Hit us with another one. Any other picks you want to give us, Jim?
There are some other picks, but I do want to talk about this Rays game. Initially, I was going to take the over and the Rays team total over. And I
I was leaning under.
Yeah, I don't know what move to make. The series, the issue is Boyd is being extremely lucky. I've been backing Boyd all year long, but his BIP balls in play, batting average and balls in play this year is 197.
Oh, man. 2 seconds early, I would have done a spit take on you, Jim.
I would have loved it.
You know spit takes. Spit takes are classic. Always, always funny. One day in this show, we will get a spit take. There was almost one right there. Just timing was just a little bit off. Yes, that is not sustainable.
Yes. And last year was 333, which means that, and you know who sent me this information?
Imagine if I had done a spit take on you and all the horrible, effluvium and viruses inside of me got all inside of you.
Probably not the right time to do this
spit take. Then we're both
take.
Dead in 3 weeks. That would have been funny, though. Anyway, yeah,
Probably
you're right.
not the right time to do a spit take.
Okay.
But anytime you're healthy, please hammer away. The Rays are hitting lefties extremely hard this year. 277, 809 OPS through 300 at-bats. It just feels like Boyd has had this great season. 2.74 ERA, 1.00 whip through 23 innings, 14 Ks, 7 walks. You know, it feels like a spot. But the Rays are huge favorites here on the road. It's hard to trust Archer. Miguel Cabrera said he's feeling better, but they think he's not going to play until tomorrow afternoon's game. Wilson Ramos will be back in the lineup. Archer, 6.61 ERA, 1.59 whip.
I'll tell you one thing about Archer.
Sure.
I'll tell you one thing about Archer. I think there's going to be spots. I think he's going to pitch better going forward. Not in every spot necessarily. I don't think he's going to turn into a lights out kind of guy, a machine. But there's going to be spots where he's going to pitch much better than his year-long stats. And if you can identify those spots, I think you'll get great value. And this might be one of those spots.
This
I
might
like
be
Archer
one of those
here.
spots.
Yes, I like Archer here.
Yeah.
I don't know how I want to bet this one, but my main prediction here is better than expected start from Archer.
Yes, that's very, very possible, and I'm not going to make a move here. But I just think that taking the Rays as this big of a favorite on the road is dangerous. But they're hammering lefties. Dom Regis says Archer's been an over pitcher. It's a spot I'm going to take more time with. You're right.
I see Native Queen. First comment that I've seen from her. Shout out to Native Queen. Sure. Thank you so much. Native Queen appreciates someone who's struggling and doing their best. You know it. Now, you know she'd be like, great job, Pete. You'll get better, and you'll get better in no time. Sure. All right. I really want to bet. We are going to be back at 6 o'clock, and maybe I'll be even better there. So I can wait on this one and make a decision on this one. But as of right now, I want to figure out a way to bet on this, to bet on Archer having a good start. Maybe that means Detroit first 5 innings, team total under. Maybe that means just Tampa Bay first 5 innings, but I think Archer's going to have a better than expected, or a better start than he's had all year long. All right, we do want to keep chugging along here, Jim. Any other picks?
Yes, I do have other picks, but I have to go down a little bit. Sorry, quickly here.
Wow, the Detroit team total first 5 innings is 1.5. Wow. Jeez, they're giving him a lot of respect.
They really think he's going to shut this lineup down.
A lot of respect.
I am on the St. Louis Cardinals. I know they fell from first place in the National League Central into a tie for third with Milwaukee after being swept by the Pirates. I am going to take these Cardinals on the run line against James Shields. I don't think James Shields will be pitching for this team by the end of the year. I know he looked pretty good in his last start, but he's 6.14 ERA, 1.70 whip, 29 and a third, 15 Ks, 17 walks. It's a very dangerous situation he is in. Pitching the contact. The wind is blowing out to left field at 15 miles per hour. Waka has won all 3 of his starts at home this year. He's yielded only 4 runs in 17 and 2/3. He's a 3.62 ERA, 1.35 whip. I just think this is a nice bounce back spot for the Cardinals at home against a weak White Sox team, and I'm going to take them on the run line.
Okay, I didn't have time to look into that one, but so you want St. Louis on the run line? On the run line.
Yes, I do.
All right, St. Louis on the run line will be minus 110. Jim's going to take St. Louis run line, minus 110. We will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, of course. We'll review all the MLB games. So if we don't get to every MLB game right now, that's okay. We'll get to them in the 6 o'clock show. I was also thinking about taking the Yankees on the second half. Verlander obviously is awesome. How deep is he going to go? Yeah, if he's throwing a no-hitter, they'll let him go 9. I think more likely they'll keep him at 6 or 7, and then the Yankees have the edge later. What do you think about Yankees second half? They covered second half yesterday once again, and we'll take them once again here today.
No. Well, yeah, I mean second half because the Astros could jump all over Montgomery.
Yes.
But the Astros haven't been hitting lefties like they were hitting them last year. They're just hitting 251 with a 751 OPS. Interesting note from Mark Lathrop, who has joined us.
Oh, God, I love Mark Lathrop.
Says Tigers have the 4th lowest K percentage in the majors. Archer's wild in the zone. Going to get smacked.
Oh, wow. That's a hell of a comment right there.
Yeah.
Mark Lathrop, Tigers have the 4th lowest strikeout percentage in the majors. Archer is wild in the zone. Going to get smacked. Okay. Wow. Okay. So Lathrop saying not a good matchup for Archer. Mark Lathrop, thank you for that awesome illuminating comment. Yes, those kinds of stats are how you beat the edge and beat the books in MLB nowadays. Oh, man, Jim. All right, I'm taking the Yankees on the second half, minus 110. What else you want, Jim?
I've got the Cardinals on the run line.
Justin Searcy says Cards will lose again. Sheesh.
Yeah, I don't like being on the other side of Searcy, but I do have another play. I'm on the Orioles over. I'm on the over Orioles at Angels. Cobb versus Tropiano. We've seen the Angels start out 13-3, and now they're 16-12. They're not playing well. They've lost 4 in a row at Angel Stadium. 8 of their past 9 there. 8 of their past 9 overall, I believe. 4 in a row at Angel Stadium, 8 of their past 9 overall. Cobb has not looked good. I'm sure he will start pitching better at some point. That's why they gave him the $57 million contract. Cobb is a 13.11 ERA, 2.83 whip through 11 2/3, 4 Ks, 3 walks, hasn't escaped the 5th inning in any of his 3 starts, giving up at least 5 earned runs in all 3. Cobb is 2-2 in his career with a 5.35 ERA against the Angels. Trout, 7 for 12 against them. Pujols, 7 for 12 against them. Tropiano, 4.67 ERA, 1.38 whip. He did get touched in his last outing. I think the Angels bats will wake up. I'm not sure about the Orioles bats moving forward, but I do like the full game over in Orioles at Angels.
Okay, Orioles at Angels. Let's get to it. Orioles at Angels. Orioles at Angels. 8.5 minus 110. Is that the best line we can get? Yes. You want that one, Jim? Over 8.5. Okay. LA Angels over 8.5 minus 110. All right, Jim. We are going to be back at 6 o'clock. We'll get into all the other MLB games that we didn't get to right now. I do kind of want to move on unless there's any other picks you want to lock in.
No, those are the picks that I want to lock in.
Okay, so these are the picks that we've locked in so far. We're going to get to all the other games at 6 o'clock. I mean, actually, if we have a little bit of time at the end of this show, we can come back to it. But
sure.
We want to get to the Twitter segment. We want to get to the NBA and NHL segments, of course. So far, just to remind you, Jim's on the Angels over 8.5. Cubs under 11. I consider that to be a ballsy play, and if that one cashes, that doesn't quite qualify as a Genius Award, but that qualifies as a nice friggin' pick award for sure. Cleveland over 9.5. Washington run line minus 103. St. Louis run line minus 110, and Milwaukee money line minus 121. The picks I've given: Washington under 7.5. Colorado first half team total over 2.5 minus 101. Milwaukee first half team total over 2.5. Milwaukee second half minus 130, and Milwaukee minus 1, and also the Yankees second half minus 110. Those are all the plays that I have given so far in MLB, and we'll probably have some more and a whole lot more analysis in the 6 o'clock show, right, Jim?
Absolutely. I got all these games capped. I've been at work for about 7.5 hours.
All right, okay. So now let's move on to the Twitter segment of this show, which we're going to start doing every show in perpetuity until further notice. And basically what that is you tweet at us at SBR Sports Picks, right? Tweet at SBR Sports Picks. Use the hashtag Get That Cash. Use the hashtag Get That Cash, and then someone from social media will select certain tweets of those, and we will address them live on camera. We'll throw the tweet up on the screen so that everyone can read. We got a tweet? No way. Already? We already got a tweet. You ready for it, Jim?
I'm excited.
Right, don't fuck this up. I'm not going to try to fuck this up either. I'm going to do my best. If we fuck it up, We're sorry, but we're going to do our best not to. Let's get the first tweet of the entire campaign. What do we got? You got to be fucking shitting. I can't read that. I got LASIK surgery. It completely messed up my eye. Can you read that?
It's my man Ski Profit. I know that.
EFAO. Someone's got to read.
Cavs lose game 1.
If you thought that I was going to be able to read that on the screen, you got another thing coming, pal.
But take the series.
Oh, wait a minute. I can read it because it's up here. It's up here on my computer. Okay. Sorry, I got it. I'm just gonna have to.
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
read it off. Yeah.
Here we go. From Profit.
Yeah, Ski Profit.
Oh,
man.
Ski Profit. We love Ski Profit. Yeah. His tweet is: Cavs lose game 1, but take the series. Wait for the value on the series price until after game 1. Okay, he's making a prediction there on the Toronto series. Well, first of all, my first thought on that is definitely, there can be as much value, like quote unquote live betting series prices, as there can be live betting individual games. So basically, what Ski Profit's doing here is making a live betting series value prediction on the Cavs. And if you're accurate in your reads on that, of course, you can get great value, because if you know that a team is the type of team that is likely to come back later on in the series, as a team is likely to come back later on in a game, and you wait. And wait for the big underdog line to pop up and bet and jump on it there, and you're right. That can be some of the best ways to bet the playoffs. Absolutely. What do you think, Jim?
I think Ski Profit's bang on, except I don't know if the Cavs win this series. Mm-hmm. I certainly agree with him. I'm on the Raptors tonight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to lock that in as soon as we break down the NBA card, which is next.
Wait, Johan, can you put it back up? Because I can't remember what it was. I just want to say so. He's saying that. I wonder what I wish I had I wish I was a little bit sharper right now, because I would have checked the odds.
Well, we know the odds to win the series are bad. They're plus 180 for the Cavs.
Right, they're plus 180 for the Cavs. So he's saying, can you put that tweet up again?
It's up, but it's not up.
Oh, but it's not up there. Yeah. Because we got to wait for it to, because there's a lag.
There's
okay.
a delay.
Yeah. Anyway, the general approach, I think, is very, very smart. The specific pick, I haven't thought of, actually. I mean, my sense is that. Let me think about that for a second. I mean, because the thing is, like, the NBA. Who does the NBA want to win? Here he goes. Cavs lose game 1, but take the series. Wait for the value of the series price until after game 1. Wow. So he thinks the Cavs are actually going to win the series against Toronto. See, I'm thinking, no way. Well, unless the refs definitely, absolutely, no questions about it, have to have the Cavs advance, which is possible.
Well, like when Pedro Martinez said the Yankees are his daddy. Mm-hmm. Obviously, LeBron, and LeBron has been, especially the last 2 years, the Cavs' daddy. And when we got swept last year, it was very, very sad, and we thought our team was going to break up. And I'm happy that Masai did not. Now, the question is, can Anunoby and Siakam defend James? That's the question, because that's who we're going to have on him.
Yeah, you know what? We may as well right now just make a segue into the NBA segment. That was actually a great point, because definitely if you want to bet the Cavs, but if you think the Cavs win the series, but you think they're in real danger of losing game 1, definitely that's what you want to do is wait to bet them on the series.
I think they're in enormous danger of losing game 1, and I want to lock in the Raptors right now. They're tired. They're just simply tired, and we have a ton of depth. Mm-hmm. LeBron was incredible versus the Pacers. 41 minutes per game, 34.4 points, 10.1 rebounds, 7.7 assists. The Raptors are more rested. We wrapped up our series on Friday. LeBron even said he's burnt right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking about Toronto. I'm ready to go home. Can we? I'm tired. I want to go home. The Pacers left Bogdanovich to cover James for much of the series without help. I don't think that was a bad idea. I mean, they came within a handful of points of moving on. Toronto's younger, deeper, and more versatile than we've ever been. And the question is, can Anunoby and Siakam defend? So
that was a great tweet, Ski Profit. My only thing that has me really scratching my head is he thinks the Cavs are going to win the series. I just can't see that.
But a ton of people do. A ton of people think that that LeBron will smash the Raptors like he always does.
But they don't have the depth.
They don't have the depth. They clearly don't have the depth. But I would say more people like, oh, here's my man Ski too. Another minus 200 series favorite. I get it. Yeah, I get it. In my book, I think they're minus 220. So I get why you wouldn't want to do it. But let's break that. Do we think Anunoby and Siakam can defend LeBron? Anunoby, 6'8", 235 pounds, 7 foot 2.5 inch wingspan. He's got a nice combination of size and athleticism. He's a 3-and-D player as a rookie, hit 37% from three, and he is always defending the primary perimeter scorer on the opposing team. Siakam, 7'3" wingspan. He can do it. Now, they both were the primary defenders on LeBron. So LeBron averaged 29.3 points, 6.7 boards, 8 assists, shot 57% against us. He got to the foul line way too much, but he shot just 4 for 16 from the field with Siakam on him. Now he lit up Anunoby for 13 for 21. The series comes down to, can Siakam and Anunoby slow him down a little bit? Because we don't want to double team him. Right? We don't want to give these other guys perimeter easy shots. We want LeBron to do all the work and tire himself out.
Yeah, and of course the comments are coming in that you would expect. I am Prometheus. LeBron doesn't need the depth. Why? The refs are their extra players. There you go. Logical Thought says, of course the Cavs can win the series. Pro sports are all scripted. Yeah. And Native Queen coming in with like the overs for Cavs Toronto. Okay, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and Henry Jenkins Jr. says Toronto has a bench that can beat the Cavs' first lineup. On paper, I would not want to bet against Toronto here, but you know, people are making good points that it might just be a matter of LeBron taking over with a little help from the refs. And once again, I just don't think this is the year, though. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's Toronto's year, and it feels like the NBA will be down for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know the way the Sixers were playing and the way I expect them to finish off the series against the Celtics, I don't know if the Raptors can get past them. I do think we can, but I don't know if we will. And they're saying that we can't. I mean, it all comes down to LeBron and defending LeBron. But my God, I think this is a nice spot for the Raptors. I'm on them. Can you give me the line right now and see what I can get?
For this game, I was not gonna have a play on this one. I was gonna pass, and it did open at 6.5. It's still at 6.5. We can give you minus 6.5, minus 109. Jim's gonna take Toronto. Minus 6.5, minus 109. Toronto minus 6.5, minus 109.
Andrew McInnes coming in from the Ice Guy says LeBron could put up 40 tonight, and the Raptors still win by double digits.
Yeah, I mean, my sense is that Toronto's got to be the play tonight. My only concern is just that like Cleveland is just always. A team you want to bet against when they're a big favorite, and then when they're a big underdog, that's when they can have, value. You know what I'm saying? It's when they were at home against Indiana, giving too many points that they were a bad bet. Then when they went on the road into Indiana, the spreads were actually accurate. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a matter of depth in the refs, right, Jim?
Depth in the refs. I don't. I try not to get caught up in the whole scripted thing because I don't know how you guys would still like Logical Thoughts saying Cavs win the series, it's all scripted. I don't know why you would bother partaking in sports gambling if you thought everything was scripted. It'd be a mistake to do that. And so I don't believe that everything is scripted, and I think the Raptors can beat the Cavaliers. This is the mountain we've never been able to climb, and this is the year where we have the best chance to do it. And now we're huge favorites, pretty huge. I mean, we're over minus 200 favorites. That's a big favorite.
I mean, game one minus 6.5 all the way up to 7 at Heritage in a few places. Whew, I'm getting winded, Jim. Let's move on to New Orleans.
No worries. Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
Sorry.
Ski Prophet says you guys might not think this. Cavs have good players. They just haven't gelled yet. Saw a little better chemistry last game. And Christopher Kelly says, LeBron saying he's tired as a rope-a-dope. This is the same case as last night. One team rusty after rest and one hot off of Game 7. Cavs covered tonight or win. Let's go.
Sure. No, I agree that the Cavs have good players. They might be gaining chemistry, but I look at the Raptors, And I just look at them as having too much depth. You know what I mean? This is no joke of a team. You know what I'm saying?
This is the best team we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Scotty Rock forever says, if you don't get it done this year, it will never get done. But he's with me, and he's with the Raptors. I think this is a nice spot.
Yes. All right. Well, let's Eric Swiatek says, get that man some antibiotics. No, antibiotics are prescribed. I was telling Zach outside that antibiotics are overprescribed. It took me like 8 minutes to remember the word antibiotics. And I was at that point, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a rough show. But I'm doing okay, Jim. I'm chugging along.
Swiatek says your prostate's flaming up like a tiki torch.
All right, let's move on to the Golden State game. All right, of course, huge game, huge news is that Steph Curry is probable, right?
Yeah.
How many minutes he's going to play? Not exactly sure. I'm thinking that New Orleans plus the points here is the way to go. I'm thinking that the under is the way to go. I didn't have a play on either of on the Cleveland Toronto. I don't really have a good feel for that one right now, but I'm going to make New Orleans plus 11, and I'm going to make the under picks. What do you think, Jim?
I like them. That's with Curry in the lineup.
Right.
Yes, I think that's a nice spot. I'm going to need a little bit more time with this game. Warriors have won 14 straight home games. The Drew Holiday completely dominates the Blazers, completely dominates Lillard and CJ. And then Thompson dominates him. Is it because of the height advantage? I don't know exactly why Thompson has such an easy time after McConnell and Lillard had such a tough time. Thompson put up 27 points, held Holiday to 4 for 14 for 11 points. Holiday was a minus 23 when he was on the floor. The only one worse than Holiday's plus minus with Anthony Davis at minus 27. Davis was held to just 21 points. The Warriors have beaten the Pelicans in 25 of their last 27 games. I tell you what, I can't trust the Pelicans the way they looked in game one. I'm not sure. And then Rich Banks says expect 6 to 10 3-pointers from Curry tonight. Gate Pass Key says Golden State New Orleans has to go over, probably a 240-ish total.
Really? Why do they like it over? See, I'm thinking with Tom Marino says I think Curry has a minimal impact, but him coming back gives the team a huge emotional boost. The key for New Orleans is Holiday. Davis will get his. Holiday has no matchup advantage. I think Golden State rolls. Wow. Okay, so everyone disagreeing with me.
Whenever you take a double-digit dog, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of opportunities for you to hit that. So it's not that I think that there's a wrong play, but I'm uncomfortable with it for sure.
Mayless Payless Way says Pelicans first quarter plus 3.5. Dav Fenn says you'll be fine, Pete. I don't know if he's talking about with my sickness or with the Pelicans. What do you think he means?
I think he means with the Pelicans.
You think so? Yeah.
Cash Action likes it. Goes under in this game.
Ralph Portuando likes Golden State over 226. Fast tempo for both teams. Yeah, the line has gotten bet up. I don't love taking the obviously. The Pelicans can play an explosively fast pace at any given point. I just feel like with Curry back, they might try to clamp down a little bit on defense. Gate Passkey says if Curry's going to take it easy, he'll just shoot 3-pointers to save energy. If he starts hitting his numbers and both teams can score, man, it soars over.
Yeah, Tomor says Scotty Rock Forever says, I'm telling you right now, Pelicans keep thinking we the Blazers. We are not. Dubs by 14 tonight. Book it. Henry Jenkins Jr. says, be careful on the under. I'm from New Orleans, and Coach Gentry said they still going to run in transition. I think this total goes way over. Wow, and that's someone from New Orleans watching this team night in, night out.
I know. It just seems like that's not a strategy that they'd want to employ because they already got burned doing it once. They gotta play a little bit of defense and try to slow it down, right? They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what they did not work, and you think you have to utilize Anthony Davis, especially if they're going to put McGee on him. And it was just a very poor performance.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Justin Searcy says Gentry is dumb. Okay. Christopher Kelly says Pelicans will stick around in the first half. Warriors will take over late, though. Just too much for Curry, Thompson, and Durant. Yeah, maybe the Pelicans on the first quarter, the first half. Mayless Payless Way likes the first quarter. Maybe I was too what's the word? Just eager to take him on the full game and should have just been a little bit cuter about it and taken first quarter, first half.
Man, Christopher Carter says that you should get some life insurance, make it up to me.
Yes. Oh, I would definitely do that.
It's a win-win. You live and everyone's happy, or I'm rich.
Absolutely. God, I would just, we won't get into as dark humor as I was about to get into right there. I can get dark humor. Mally Mal Guy who knows NBA
That's
says this game is funny. Curry back, I think under.
You know, the only reason why I didn't like fully disagree with your play is because we know what happens when the star comes back and they don't have a rhythm. And so, yes, because Curry's coming back, I don't think there's a problem with your Pelicans double-digit dog and the under.
Underdog status says likes the under. New Orleans will give more effort on the defensive end, but won't be able to score enough to give us an easy casher. Book it.
Yeah, and that fan did mean don't get antibiotics and that you will be good.
Right. Yeah,
like
unfortunate. Oh, no. All right. DJ Big Boss, guy who knows a little bit about NBA.
Sure.
If New Orleans forces a half-court game, they survive and it goes under.
Yes, I agree with that. I think that's an excellent point. Excellent point.
Yeah.
If they force a half-court game, they can... Well, I don't know if they survive, but it definitely goes under. And but... Henry Jenkins just said, listen, I'm in New Orleans and they're going to try to run. Now, maybe that is maybe they won't employ that. Maybe they want the Warriors to think that's going to be their tactic and they pull it away.
Tomorino Tomor says, New Orleans has been much better at home. I'd wait to bet them there after game 2 when they make adjustments. Interesting stuff from Tomorino. He also had a great read using similar kinds of analysis on the Milwaukee-Boston series. Remember, Tomorino Tomor was the one who warned us, be careful about Milwaukee at home. They're a better team at home, and he was dead on. And he seems to have a similar read on this one with New Orleans and Golden State.
I can tell you one thing. Yeah, isn't he great? I can tell you one thing I will be doing, this afternoon, I will make a decision. I will be hedging my Rockets bet this afternoon. I will be betting on the Warriors to win the championship. They're plus 105 right now in my book, and I just think this is a good time to ensure that I have some money coming in regardless of whether the Rockets win.
Logical thoughts out of nowhere. Pelicans money line. This game will be just like the Celtics game last night. Wow.
Well, he was the guy who was saying it was scripted.
Pelicans money line and over, says Logical Thoughts. Interesting.
Certainly would win the Genius Award if that
Yes. All right, maybe I should, and a lot of people saying the Pelicans are going to get smoked again. Sorry, I'd love to read more comments, but I'm just, sorry.
No worries. Hey, take care of yourself, pal.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just struggling a little bit here. I might, maybe I'll throw on the Pelicans first quarter and the half. Jesse Griffin says Pelicans first quarter and half. Warriors offense is always out of sync early whenever Curry comes back from an injury. You know, maybe I should have been just doing the first half and first quarter instead of the full game, Jim. And I might throw those on later on. We'll see where this line moves, you know.
And Chris Kelly did not get the shout out he deserved because I did say that because he was on the Celtics money line last night. There was a few guys underdog status, but Chris Kelly was very adamant about Celtics winning that game. So definitely a shout out, Chris Kelly.
Yes,
and all you guys, underdog status, Chris Kelly, all you guys that were on the Celtics money line, very very impressive.
Very nice. Yeah, they were also at home, and it was only like a 5-point spread.
But it was plus 175 on the money line.
Great call, but I'm saying the Pelicans are probably going to be
That's.
I mean, no. Great call. But let's see what the Pelicans will be right now. Plus 550 to win the game outright. All right, I'm going to stick with my plays for now. Maybe I'll pull them in the evening show, and I might throw on the first quarter and first half stuff as well. But as of right now, I was thinking that New Orleans is going to give a better effort here and that the game might be a sneaky play to go under, although I certainly can understand why people would be terrified about taking any kind of under in a game involving New Orleans. With the way that they like to play, Jim. All right, can we move on, Jim?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's move on to NHL. Let me just bring up the NHL right now. Oh, man. All right, I'm wearing down. Let me just pull up NHL. Jimmy the Bag, we have 2 game 3s, both of them tied up 1-1. This is classic NHL playoffs hockey, isn't it? This is how it goes, Jim. First 2 games, 1-1. Second 2 games, 2-2, you know what I'm saying? Goes down to the wire. Tough, gritty hockey all the way through. Let's start with Washington-Pittsburgh. I definitely that was the one play when I was like in my fevered state. I was like, Washington's definitely going to win it. Click. And they did. And they won that one. Of course, Pittsburgh won game 1. And of course, Malkin is what is he? Game time decision?
Game time decision, yeah.
What do we expect here? I look at this one. I think it's got to be Pittsburgh as the play, although Holtby's great. What do you think?
Well, what I think is it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you what I'm doing with this Pens-Washington game. I'm going to take the under.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that it's moved up to 6 across the board.
Has it? No way.
Yeah.
Let me see.
A lot of money's come in on the over. It's moved up to 6.
Where's the under? Oh, well, I'll be damned. Look at that. You know, I told you in the beginning of this series, I was like, the last 2 playoff series that they both played were very modest scoring. You know what I mean? And so anyone who, like, you know, was assuming these 2 teams, like in the regular season, you'd be just betting every over that you could. But in the playoffs, very modest scoring. And, wow, it's up to 6. I wonder why.
And not only that, but I'm going to take the first period under. I'm doubling up on this game. I'm going to take the first period under and the full game under.
Okay, I'm going to need a new paper here. All right, so Jim's going to take Pittsburgh. Well, first let's give him under 6, and let's find. Look at that. Wow, it went up to. I wonder why it went up to 6, because I did see 5.5 when I handicapped it. Minus 107. That's the current line at Pinnacle, minus 107. And then let's move on to the first period, which will be plus money. Plus 106 at Pinnacle. First
under 1.5 plus 106.
Yeah, under 1.5 plus 106. Getting plus money there.
Yes, and Skooma Steve is on the over. Where was it? Sorry, I thought I saw it. Mr. Gokster is also on the over. Sorry, I know he did that somewhere. Gate Pass Key says, finally I'll be on the same side as Jimmy. He's on the Pens puck line and Jets puck line. You know what? I am going to only take, I only take the under 6 and the first period under 1.5. I do like the Penguins in this series. I have a ton of futures on them. I just think the best play that I can make are these 2 plays. I know a lot of things went wrong for the Penguins in Game 2. They're very angry. Yeah. Tom Wilson sent Dumoulin into concussion protocol. Dumoulin says he's fine, but I don't expect him to play. Malkin close to returning. Hagelin close to returning. Both practiced Monday. Washington scored first in both games. They're going to be talking about that in the dressing room over and over and over and over again. Capitals have plotted the first goal in 7 of their 8 postseason games. They're outscoring opponents 10-2 in the first period. Crosby's going to be mentioning that over and over and over and over. And the Penguins feel cheated about what some of the things that went on in Game 2, but they don't care. They're saying all the right things. They don't care about what happened in Game 2. They just care about protecting home ice. I'm on the under and first period under, and I feel good about it.
Well, that was a pretty intense analysis there, Jim. And yet, you didn't come out with a pick on Pittsburgh. I mean, based on everything you said.
I like Pittsburgh to win this game, but I don't know if they're going to win it by 2 goals. I like Pittsburgh to win a low-scoring game here. And I've got enough money futures action on them that it doesn't. Yeah. It's just compounding losses if I take Pittsburgh. And then I can't take them just to win the game because the money line is not. Look, let's see what I get.
Well, it's gotten bet down, though, Jim. It's now down to minus 129 at Pinnacle, which is concerning.
Wow.
I guess, which does make sense. I mean, if you look at these 2 teams as evenly matched and you see one team in either team's, rink as an underdog of plus 125, take a shot with it. So I that could be why line got bet down. But I was thinking Pittsburgh is going to win here, and I was going to give them as a pick, and I will at minus 129. You don't disagree with that, right, Jim?
No, not at all.
Minus 129. I'm going to take it. Pittsburgh minus 129. That's an official play for me. Now let's move on to Nashville, Winnipeg. Another series that is knotted up at 1 apiece. And I don't know. At the beginning of the playoffs, Mohamed Joma, regular commenter, guy who knows hockey, said Nashville is overrated, not as good as people think. As of right now, what do we think? Do we label him great call or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. The first 2 games, of course, were relatively high scoring, and I'm thinking we probably see the same thing here. What's your take on Pekka Rinne? Is he off his game right now?
Seems like he's off his game.
Seems like he is, right? I was thinking about an over here. I was thinking about Winnipeg. I was thinking about a third period over.
And there's no reason why you shouldn't think overs. Watching these teams play. Scheifele's been dominant in this series. Ryan Johansson has to stop that from happening. He scored 2 more goals in Game 2. He's league leading 8 through 7 games. He's an absolute beast. Howard-Chuck took a lot of flack for picking him. I believe it was 7th overall in the draft. Howard-Chuck took a lot of flack. Howard-Chuck said he was going to be this type of player, and respect to Dale Howard-Chuck for seeing the potential in Mark Scheifele. I believe maybe it was 5th overall, 6th overall. It was a 2. Everyone, he got tons of flack for taking him at that spot. Jets have won 12 straight games at the Bell MTS Place. Starting in the latter part of the regular season through the first round of the playoffs, Winnipeg had the best home record in the NHL. Their last loss was 6-5 decision against the Predators on February 27th. Nashville tied Tampa for the most road wins in the NHL. Nashville is a great road squad. They're going to go in, and they don't have a ton of pressure on them, even though they split the first 2 games. The Jets are going to have the Jets are expected to win at home in front of their wild fans, and the Preds finally got to Hellebuck. So yes, Rene's looked shaky.
Yeah,
but the Preds finally got to Hellebuck, and that's what needed to happen. They need to get to Hellebuck. They need Hellebuck to start questioning himself. So
I don't think he's going to bounce back here with a nice, solid, strong start at home.
The Jets are an excellent hockey team.
Yeah.
The Predators, Jets, and Bruins, and Penguins are the best 4 teams in the NHL to me. And with the Penguins dealing with the injury issues that they are, these are 2 excellent hockey teams. And the Jets could easily win this series. I don't think they will win this series. I think the Predators just have too much depth. But the Jets are a fantastic hockey team, and I'm not sure what play to make on this game yet. And I'm going to take more time.
Why don't you like the over here?
It's not that I don't like the over, and that's like if you think of the most simple play you could make on this game, and simplifying things works. We know that in hockey, the over would be the play. Intertops is still hanging a 5.5.
Yes, a few plays still hanging 5.5. I'm going to start off right now. I am definitely going to take the third period over. I'm going to take the third period over, which is minus 165 at Heritage. A lot of juice. Probably could shop around and get better somewhere else, but I'm just going to take the Heritage line. I'm going to take the third period over, 1.5 minus 165. Definitely leaning a full game over, and I'm also leaning Winnipeg here, also at just like minus 130.
Yeah, Swiatek saying goaltending edge is all Jets. Swiatek knows his hockey. Daryl Lyle says Winnipeg good at home, winning 12 in a row down the stretch. This is Tomar says I think Rene is the problem. I think the issue is Nashville's overrated defense. I don't. I love Nashville's defense. I do. And I'm surprised that Roman Josi, I don't know if he's playing hurt or what, but he's not playing the way I expect him to play. Mohamed Joma has joined us. So he says also taking them in regulation. I'm sure he means Winnipeg there.
Right.
Jimmy Malone's thinking about taking the Nashville team total over 2.5. I wonder what line you would get on that.
Mohamed Joma, says Pens Jets parlay 275 to get back 800. Also taking them in regulation. Jimmy Malone likes the Nashville team total over 2.5. What did you say, Jim?
That's what I was mentioning. I was just mentioning that.
Yeah.
And
the Nashville 2.5 at Pinnacle is minus 126. And I'll tell you what, Jim, I'm not going to overthink this one. I will double up on the over. Intertops and Bet365 have 5.5 minus 125, and I'll throw on the over here as well. Winnipeg over 5.5 at just minus 125. The Preds can score, right?
The Preds can score. The question is Hellebuck going to stand on his head? And I think that the Nashville Predators got some confidence against him, but they didn't need it. They know they can score in Hellebuck. They feel like they can score in Hellebuck.
Either of these teams can score. If the under cashes, then congratulations. And certainly it's line shopping here at SBR Odds is a split line, 6 or 5.5. The Greek, Intertops, Bet365 all have 5.5. Everywhere else mostly has 6s. Pinnacle, Betmania, Heritage, Bookmaker all have 6s. But that is a pretty significant split line there. Multiple books with 5.5, multiple books with 6. Right?
Yeah, and Brent Brooks saying, how can you call Josie, Subban, and Ellis overrated? Brent Brooks is in my mind, the hottest NHL capper on the planet. And he says, and then don't forget Ekholm. I think Ekholm is a great defenseman. I think the Predators have the best defense in the NHL, so I do not think that their defense is overrated at all. I really do, and I think that will be the difference in this series. Now, in saying that, Bufflin is just a beast, and he's playing like one. He's won a cup before, and he's playing like that. He's and Tyler Myers is not a bad defenseman. So the Jets have some. The Jets are a great hockey team. These were the 2 best hockey teams in the NHL over the regular season, and we're seeing that in this series.
Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm also gonna do? I'm also gonna I'm gonna go with Mohamed Joma here. He likes Winnipeg. I'm gonna take Winnipeg in this one. See, I didn't take Pitt -1. I took him on the money line -129 because I could easily see an overtime win that Pittsburgh wins. Sure. This one I am gonna take Winnipeg -1. I mean, if Rene melts down, then it could get ugly. You know what I'm saying? And it's not unthinkable that he could melt down, right, Jim?
Yeah, I don't know if he's an older vet goalie. I don't see him melting down. But yeah, he could get touched. There's no doubt. There's no doubt he doesn't look good. But I'd melt down. I don't think he took it all the way to Game 6 Stanley Cup final last year. Brooksy is on Nashville, and
really?
He's on Nashville, and he's the hottest NHL capper on the planet right now. I would lean towards Nashville. I don't think I'm going to make that play. I'm going to need more time on it.
Wow, Brooksy's on Nashville. Well, that's not very nice. And
Vincent
buy
Maxwell,
direct sports picks and predictions like Jet spreads under 6. Okay.
Vincent Mackwell says 4-3 Nashville. Justin Searcy says, I like Nashville tonight.
Kevy K agrees with Mohammed on this one, meaning Winnipeg.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I really want to wrap this show up, Jim, but I'll have to make a decision on what I want to do here with Winnipeg. Maybe I'll stay off of it.
What line were you getting on Winnipeg?
I would have gotten minus 130 on the money line, but I would have taken him -1, so it would have been plus like 225 on the puck line. You know.
I hear you. Jimmy Malone's on Smashville.
Jimmy Malone's
Doug
on
W
Smashville.
says Pred's good value being the dog.
Yeah, could be. All right, you know what? Once again, we're going to do this all. I don't have to make a decision right now. We're going to do this all again at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Jim has taken the Pens game under 6, minus 107, and the first period under 1.5 plus 106. I have taken the Pens money line minus 129, and in the Winnipeg game over 5.5 minus 125, and the third period over minus 165. And I may want Jim and I both may add on 3 or 4 more picks in the NHL in the 2 NHL games tonight. Who knows? We might add on first period plays. Jim might change his mind on taking Winnipeg or Nashville, right?
I may make a play on that game. Mally Mal says take Nashville first period.
Yes, I was going to look into first period.
And Tomor says, I think anytime you can get a team that was 32-7 at home at minus 135 in the swing game in the series, there is some value.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Obviously, Mohamed Joma, a guy whom we respect, has been down on Nashville from the beginning of the playoffs. The jury is still out, I think, and he definitely likes Winnipeg here tonight. And I guess on that note, we can wrap it up, right, Jim?
We can, and why don't we wrap it up with Jimmy Malone, my man Jimmy Malone, saying, "Get better, Pete. We love you."
Thank you so much. Thanks so much to all the viewers for this show. The thanks is for bearing with me, bearing with my sickness, bearing with my slowness. You know, well, I'll be better hopefully very, very soon, and we'll be back at full speed before you know it, right, Jim? Sure. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time reviewing all this stuff. Thanks so much.